In this video, I'm going to be discovering the vast and confusing lore of Chaos Critical. Anyways, we're about to... Chaos Critical is a Roblox game created by Boydoy. It was created inside of 2025, I believe. I'm too lazy to check. And inside of this video, we're going to be discovering the lore of it. So, to start off, we're just going to take a look at some of the gameplay. So this game seems to be a PvP survival. As you can see, I'm walking around. The zombies were a little bit broken for right now. I don't know really what was going on there, but obviously I don't know the coding or how this game works. I just got on it. But as you can see, there are zombies right here. You have to PvP fight each other, I believe, while fighting the zombies. Or it's a PvE, PvP, whatever you want to call it. Over here, there's a little respawn points, but nothing special. But everything changed when I found my first disturbing scene. This seems to be a broken down office building with a group of dead bodies around it. I took this in mind and I started to walk away from it and look at something else. And that's when I found it. Something that seems to be a lost or missing bacon newspaper or thing that they put up. Now, this is pretty disturbing on its own, but it will be very important later in the video, so stay tuned. Now, something that's probably nothing, but I thought was worth noting, was this new people kind of bowing down to the first ever version. This kind of seems to be a cult-like surrounding, but again, it's probably a joke, so we're gonna ignore that. Now this is the monster. It's inside of this cage. Look like it's being researched on from that floodlight right there. Now, you could tell it's different. It has a Hulk-like appearance. Its arms are way bigger. It has a small little head. Seems to be blood on its teeth, but that might be on the other zombies. Can't really tell. The next thing I found, this weird zombie. It seems to be an amalgamation of something. Can't really tell what that. I said, guys, remember to stay tuned because this guy does seem to be pretty important inside the lore later. The last thing we're going to talk about in the gameplay is this thing. Confirmed by the creator, its name is Jimmy, but that's kind of all. Now, these are the images that they're using promote it. This is a zombie trying to break through bars, a little creepy, has some blood on his hand, nonetheless terrifying. Now, when I told the creator I'd be making this video, he gave me a free carpet that I would be able to use to search around the map. So that's what this next section is going to be. Next, I found the sad noob. Bacon. The person that's been missing. And what's next to him? That little weird statue zombie thing. With the pink arms, the yellow shirt, the green leg, and the white leg, and the green head. This will come up later. Over here, we see a dead noob with that thing on its neck. Next, I found this meeting room. Might not be anything, but better be safe than sorry. Finally, for our final gameplay thing, I found another dead body with, you guessed it, the thing inside of its neck. Next, we'll be talking about the Chaos Critical channel, which has lots of videos, and especially YouTube Shorts. I will link it at the end of this video if you want to go subscribe to it and support their videos. Aww, no! This video proves that there is baby zombies. Not too important, but, they're there. This one is good for figuring out the lore. It actually really helps us figure out that the zombie infection was popular and everything. And, I would also like to say that this is going to be extremely important later in the video, actually. So, that's another reason you have to stay tuned.
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. A paranormal anomaly affecting the entire nation has been detected. For your safety, please carry out the following instructions.
Yes, another good one for the lore. This one is going to be, I would say, pretty important later. I'm going to make some theories about it, but don't worry about that. This one just proves that they were experimenting on zombies, and yes, the zombies broke out. So, let's continue. The rest of these are basically just going to be good ones. Now, this one introduces us to our main villain of this series, so get ready. Anyways, he is, it's him. He has the robot, and you'll know more about him later. And, yes, I'm gonna be calling him on. This one shows the noob pausing the magma event. Sorry, I don't have a video of the magma event, but it is an event that they added to Chaos Critical where magma goes crazy and everything. But this proves that the noob started it and no one else did, which will be relevant later. This one actually shows how all the zombies got infected. One zombie escaped, and then that guy got hit, and then he went somewhere, and another guy got hit, and, they kind of just went from there.
Don't stop! Come on, how bad can it possibly be? How bad can I be? I'm just building the economy. How bad can I be? Just look at me petting this puppy. How bad can I be? A portion of proceeds goes to charity. How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? Let's see.
This one actually lets us know that, yes, he's the main villain. He created all the zombies. And it also shows that it did take him 50 tests before he got the real zombie. And then the real zombie came out. I just got a text from the creator that a new video is coming out in 3 minutes. So we don't have to add that in a minute. But yeah, this kind of shows a lot. It shows so much that we'll have to talk about later. So yes. Okay, this just came out.
Welcome to the Zombie Testing Lab, or the ZTL.
Alright. Whoa, this is crazy.
You are a pawn, not a human. If you get infected, you can't sue.
You can't sue?
Welcome to the ZTL.
This one kind of shows that you had to most likely sign a contract. Like, you had to agree to this. Like, you can't sue if you become a zombie. So yeah, they're making sure you know before you. So they were volunteered experiments.
Don't stop! Come on, how bad can it possibly be? How bad?
This one kind of shows that, there might be something coming soon, and this is Test 50, I think. The next update is going to be about Test 50 since it ended. This one, it shows how the monster was created, obviously, and it kind of shows that if a zombie dies, it turns into something bigger. That's kind of what it shows. Or maybe that one was... This one kind of shows that there's a new update coming soon. This was a long time ago, so I don't know if it's still coming out. But it also shows that it might not be a zombie since it, took that out of the way, but I don't know. And then also, it's not a zombie, it's a robot. They talk about it. And, so it might be the scientists, we'll see, to be honest. Alright, that is it for the videos. Now we're going to go into the actual lore of it, so get ready. It's about to get insane. Alright, I'm going to be saying the lore that I think it is and the timeline and everything, and saying my evidence for that as we go. First, it all started when he decided to make a creation. Now, how do I know this? That it was all because he decided to make one creation? Because we see that he tried 50 times and none of them were right, and he finally made a zombie. The reasons why he made that zombie are unclear. And we know it was not because of money, because we see inside the "How Bad Could I Possibly Be" video that he is throwing away money. So, it's not for money. So, maybe he was trying to make an army. We don't know. When he made that creation, it went haywire and started infecting everyone. Now, I think I know who he was before everything. Obviously, right here we see that he was wanted for, I guess, making the creation. And he rips it apart because he's mad. He's like, "I'm not wanted! That was him, And then, next thing, we see him. I'm pretty sure this is him with the cowboy hat on. And you're probably like, "Oh, that guy's random." I mean, look at him. He looks nothing like him. He has no hair. He's the only other not noob, except the scientists. And then the last part is that he gets half of his face turned into a zombie. And then I think the scientist didn't want to turn into a zombie, so he cut off half of his body, and that's why half is a robot. More evidence to prove that it's him is he swiped away the thing that said zombies on the loose, because he was probably like, I'm everywhere, why is everyone talking about me? You know? Anyways, the next thing we're going to talk about is, after he did all that, the zombie outbreak started getting gigantic. Everyone was hearing about it on the news, and everyone was getting infected. And that's kind of the lore behind the scientist. But why is the monster here? And there's way more stuff that's really confusing about the monster. As you can see on the screen right now, this is drawings that the creator made. This is the monster phase 1. So is the monster in the cage phase 0? Kinda don't know. But these are its multiple phases. We don't. Maybe if you kill it again, it goes to those phases. I don't know. Next thing I want to talk about is when does the magma take place? Because I believe when the noob presses the magma button that causes the magma event, I think that was made by the scientist years ago before he turned into a robot and kind of forgot about it. So the noob just saw it. It said do not press. And the noob got tempted and then just pressed it. And then I also want to talk about how the scientist is kind of not really appearing in the game. Where is he? You know what? Better question, where are we? I mean, we're kind of just in this big box. The zombies are trying to kill us. Kind of confusing. I kind of really, honestly, just don't know where we are right now. Next, what is this zombie that's near every single death? I mean, let's be honest. The zombie's near the sad bacon, which is not dead, but he is missing. He's near every bad thing. He's near the sad bacon. There's a big version of him for some reason. He's near the dead body of the soldier. And finally, he's near the dead noob that had a lantern. Why is this guy everywhere? And what is his use? What is his purpose? We're going to need to find out more later. Alright, for the final piece of the lore, we're going to talk about what the timeline is, alright? Okay, so first in the timeline, scientist sends out contracts and videos to everyone. They have to sign a contract. If they get turned into a zombie, they want to become zombie. If you get turned into a zombie, you can't sue. You're not a human anymore. People do it about a bunch of people. And then everyone dies, and it takes until 51, the 51st person, to finally survive and turn into a zombie. Well, they're dead now, so they're not really surviving. Then, while the zombie was getting contained, it started to break out, started to murder a bunch of people, and then it got out into the public. All the scientists got turned into zombies, but the guy survived. The scientist survived. The main scientist, the mad scientist. And then he got turned into a half of a zombie, cut off half of his body, turned into a robot. And then, a few years later, when zombies infected the whole entire Earth, inside of, I'm going to assume, is the research facility, the noob presses the magma button, and the magma destroys everything. That is the timeline that I have figured out. If you have to make any changes to it, then do so in the comments. Chaos Critical is still inside of its beta phase, so everything I talk about may not even be canon anymore when the full game comes out. The creator of the game approved this video, so I'm not stealing shorts or anything. I'm allowed to put the shorts in this video. Next, I would like to say my timeline is just theorizing. It's not canon. There's nothing to it that's canon. And finally, my timeline's probably right, and subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys in a next part 2 when the game gets updated or when more shorts come out. Might come out in a month. Anyways, subscribe, like, and comment, and bye.